Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me?
Hi, Magpie Man. I can hear you.
Hi. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another Games Matter live stream here on Indie Gamer Chick TV. I am Megapieman, and with me I have Stephen Bailey from G3B TV, as
That's me.
yeah, that's you, as well as I forgot how to say your name.
Lubker.
Oh, it was going so well.
That's
Lubker.
actually you. You just Stevened that. You Steven that because I do that every time. It's
Oh,
either
that
I
intro was
completely draw a
going
blank at the
so
developer,
well.
I draw a blank at the
Oh,
developer, or I can't say the name.
I'm sorry about that. We have Michael Lubker, the one of the developers from Zeolite, the development company behind Storm a.m.m.o. that's currently now available on Steam Early Access. So, how are you doing, Michael?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do at Zeolite?
Uh, so I'm basically the lead designer and producer for this game. Um, that basically means I run all the design efforts as well as run all the team management efforts, trying to actually make updates happen.
So, how many people are there at Zeolite?
Right. Well, this version of the game, this version of the game had four people working on it heavily, and we probably will be expanding the team quite a bit for upcoming versions because we're switching engines.
That's right. You said that your game currently is made in the Quake engine, but you are switching over to the Unity engine.
Yes.
So the version that we're going to be playing right now is actually the Quake version. And what exactly is Storm a.m.m.o?
Uh, well, um, the best way to describe it is either a vehicle combat MOBA like League of Legends or Dota, but obviously not really. uh, and means you could call it either a vehicle combat MOBA or a bullet hell MOBA.
Alright. It's currently available in Steam Early Access, but where else is it actually available, if anywhere, and what is its price at the moment?
Right. So it's not currently available anywhere else. That may change. We're not sure yet. Um, the price is $10. If that is what I heard, I'm not sure.
So the game's currently only available on Steam for $10. It's not open anywhere else just yet.
Just yet, nope. Um, that might change. We'll see. Might try to go for getting it into some of the other markets soon, but I don't know.
Alright. So, if anyone in chat has any questions for Michael, feel free to throw those in chat. I'll do the best I can to read those. And you as well, Steven. I know you've done some interviewing of developers before on GB3 TV, so if you have any questions you'd like to ask Michael, go ahead and do it. Also,
Yeah.
Steven,
So
you might want to turn
yes.
yourself down a little bit. I turned the Skype call up so that would make Michael louder, which also it made you louder at the same time. So I want to turn yourself down a little bit, just to, trying to even that out.
Gotcha. Yeah. So let me do that right meow. So I'm gonna do. So I'll do the same thing because you're right. So I'm. How's that?
That sounds good. That
Am I
sounds good. Might be a little bit too quiet, actually, for you.
And
Really?
I'm
Okay.
good.
You're good now. You're good now, Michael. Don't worry about that. You're good now.
That feels
Alright.
better then. And then I will do this real quick. games in the full, yeah, and pull myself a little bit down. There we go. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
All right, so we actually have a question from chat right now. Indie Gamer Chick is asking, what is the biggest issue with finding players for a new MOBA? Now, MOBAs have exploded recently. They are all over the place nowadays. You've got your games like Dota, you've got your games like League of Legends, you've got Smite, you've got Dawngate, you've got Awesome Nuts, you've got just freaking you name it. There's a crap ton of MOBAs out there. So, have you guys found a lot of problems trying to get Steelstorm out there, and what problems have you actually come across?
Um, it has been hard to get people playing. It's basically just that people sometimes see empty servers and decide not to tell their friends, I guess. um, it's just it is a challenge to get users to actually try a new game for some reason.
Yeah, because unlike a lot of MOBAs that are out nowadays, a majority of them are free. And Steelstorm is actually a paid MOBA, which is not something that you see a lot. You see that with a game like Awesomenauts, which is actually a paid MOBA and has paid DLC as well, but a majority of them come out free of charge.
Right. Um, yeah, it's actually quite a bit of infrastructure to set up the free-to-play type of game. Probably would mean an extra couple months of work, just to set up that part of the game.
Mhm.
So, that's at least one reason for it. Also, just that, uh, if you don't have a big amount of capital backing a game and then don't get anyone buying items, then you don't make any money.
Right, because if you do go free to play, then you have to try to make money elsewhere, such as skins or hats. And while I don't necessarily have anything against hats, I love seeing me some hats in games. I don't necessarily know how big of a market there is for hats in like for the MOBA community.
Right. Um, Hats would be an interesting thing. I don't know how we would put hats on tanks,
Just
but
put it on the top of the ship. Just put the hat right on top of the ship. It'd be beautiful.
we could probably do some uh, squad customization like you had on old role plays and stuff like that too.
Now
Yeah,
this
I
game.
feel like
Oh, sorry. I
I was
didn't mean to
just
cut
gonna
you off
say
there,
I feel
Steven.
like for the most part, like with free to play games, you can only really like and with MOBAs, everyone's gonna be super pissed off if you do anything that changes like the gameplay itself. It's
Yeah.
all got to be cosmetic, right?
It's a little bit. Awesome Nuts has that problem a little bit when they have their Starstorm characters, which are paid DLC, and that if you don't buy
Yeah.
the DLC, you can't play as them. A game like League of
Yeah.
Legends can get around that a little bit because every character can be bought at some point, and other ones are kind of free.
Yeah, they do like the rotation.
Yeah, so they can get away with that a little bit. But you guys have. How long have you guys actually been in Steam Early Access? You've been in Steam Early Access for a while.
Yeah, it's been on for I think just over a year now. We got on the September of last year, and it's just we did do a few streams early on. We did some other interviews, and pretty much after January, things just man died. I guess you could say. Um, Part of it was at the time it was before the new Steam store, and I don't really know if that is helping or hurting yet. Can't really tell. Um, but at the time it was before the updated Steam store, and the game basically just went to the bottom of the charts pretty quickly.
That's a darn shame because we were actually doing some test playing of this before we started this stream, and I've been enjoying the game so far. It does have a couple of issues because this is a Quake engine. This actually is about running the Quake engine to the farthest bits you can get out of a Quake engine. And once you guys get moved over to Unity, I can't wait to see that because Quake, you can definitely feel that Quake is having some issues trying to make this game work correctly.
Yeah.
It has its quirks, I guess you could say.
Well, I'll just say something real quick. The biggest thing that I think people don't remember or don't think about when a game is early access, like that's like the point, right? Like so, like it gives you something to see, and you're like, all right, this is what they've got going so far, right? Like it's nowhere near a polished anything, right?
That can be difficult though when it's coming to a multiplayer game because a lot of people.
Yeah, well, it's the sort of thing where like.
Yeah, they'll install it, they'll play it, and if they don't like it, a lot of people just won't come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got kicked from the server.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of people did.
Dang it.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably what's going on right now with the server is either just too many people are joining at once, or the server itself is not wanting that many connections, which is possible. I mean, it depends on the machine, of course.
So your game actually supports up to, at least this particular server, supports up to 8 players, so that's a 4v4 team. I did read earlier that the main focus of the game is 3v3 or 5v5.
Right, yeah, 5v5.
Is that
Yeah.
Do you have ideas for getting more players than that, or anything like that?
With Unity, once we get some of the performance issues resolved, then we have designs, very, very, very prototype designs for 8v8, but we'll see what happens.
Steven has the highest score that keeps kicking us. So, Steven. So
yeah, that's just kicking you guys out. That's the way. That's my magic.
That's how you win. AD Gamer Chick just mentioned in chat that she is currently doing a giveaway on her Twitter for this particular game. So if you would like to win yourself a free copy of Steel Storm Ammo, it is not a contest. She's got a bunch of keys. Just say, hey, I want a copy of this game, and she'll send you a copy of the game until she runs out of copies. So if you want it, get it quick.
When we know that the game is glitchy right now, but we would really appreciate having more feedback as we go into rebuilding it in Unity. So
yeah, and like I said, everybody's got to remember that like early access is called that for a reason.
Yeah.
Right? You can't expect like, oh my god, it's nothing like Far Cry.
It's Far Cry with guns.
And tanks. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you guys have any idea when you're going to be making the full switch over to the Unity engine, or is that still too early to tell?
It is still too early to say right now. I would estimate that we might have like a prototype.
Are you still there?
We might have a prototype done, likely, I would say, 2 to 3 months. We originally wanted to aim to try to do something at PAX South, but I'm not sure yet if that will actually happen or not.
Well, that's understandable. You were saying that you actually ran into some issues where your level designer ended up leaving the project.
Right, yep. Yeah, basically,
Oh my goodness, it's a bullet hell!
Yeah, it's a...
Basically, we did lose our level designer. That happened last year, and that is part of the reason for the switch to Unity, because the Quake community is basically gone. Because Bethesda bought id, Oculus bought, or I don't want to say bought, but took John Carmack and several other id people. So basically, it seems like as that happened, the community around Quake and Doom also died because it's very hard to find people anymore. The other reason is a lot of the people that used to do Quake mods now work on Call of Duty or on Dota or other big games.
You were saying earlier that this game it was actually originally based or it is based off of a Quake mod. So this is just the full
Yeah.
version of the Quake mod that
Well,
was about for a
I
while.
like I would say the proper thing to say there would be we basically did a mod of Steelstorm Burning Retribution. Um, technically, you can say, I mean, technically you can say that any game that's made in Quake is a mod. I mean, you pretty much do the same thing whether you're making a game or a mod.
Yeah, I guess if you're using the engine the way
Yeah.
that they use it, it's all
Yeah.
just mods.
True. I guess you could definitely say that. But
I like that you just like begrudgingly agree, like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, Team Fortress 2 used to be
Yeah.
a Quake mod.
that's very true. And then it moved over to Source, became a Source mod. It's still a mod. No matter what, it's still a mod. But
Well, I mean, like, it gives you an idea
Counter-Strike
between, like,
also,
mm,
Counter-Strike also was a mod, and
yeah.
if you think about it, Dota was also a mod of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dota was definitely a mod.
mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, it was just a map.
yeah, pretty much all of the major games that we play these days started out as mods. So
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, if you don't build an engine for it, it's technically, by definition, it's just a mod of a different game.
True. Very true.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Existing code.
I mean, League of Legends is interesting because they actually did build their own engine.
So, were you guys the same team behind the Steel Storm Burning Retribution? I believe that's what you called it.
I was part of that team. The original creators actually are working, or at least some of the original creators are actually working on Steelstorm 2, which is going to be an FPS.
So, is a.m.m.o kind of a bit of a spin-off of the series then?
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Steelstorm Burning Retribution had 2 DLCs, and then Steelstorm 2, which is still in development.
Are you working with the team that's making the other Steel Storm Town, or are you guys as a complete separate entity at the moment?
Um, Getting a cutout. I didn't hear that.
What I said was, are you guys working with the team working on Steel Storm 2, or are you both very different teams that are working on your own projects?
Right. Yeah, technically, Steelstorm Burning Retribution is not actively being worked on anymore, as I know. Steelstorm 2 and Steelstorm a.m.m.o are actively being worked on.
All right.
And it is separate teams.
We have a question here from chat. Razul asks, is the game to become less natural gray, or are the visuals slated for being updated and becoming more vibrant when it actually moves out through development and goes over to Unity?
Yeah. Visuals will get an update. That is one of the main goals for updating the Unity. That and better performance, obviously, both are important.
Yeah, so I imagine that you're going to get rid of some of the like the mostly the mostly gray like what's it called, the girdered floors. Replace
Right.
them with nicer like maybe sand.
Yeah, I
Or
mean, I see the uh I see what League of Legends looks like, and I would like it to be, a little bit prettier.
Mhm.
yeah, for
So
sure.
Yeah, this game, it's definitely an interesting game. Even though it's got a couple of problems at the moment, I really like it. And one of the reasons why I really like it is that it plays a lot like a twin stick shooter more than it does play like a basic MOBA battle arena kind of game. I'm not a huge fan of MOBAs. Awesome Knots is basically the only one that I really play. And then again, that's not your most traditional MOBA kind of game because that is more it's a platformer more so. It does a lot of more of its own things. So, and although I haven't checked out Smite, I've heard a lot of people have been like Smite, and Smite is like a third-person 5v5 battle arena kind of game. So,
yeah,
I really like how this is, to me personally, it's just more interesting, even though it's got some connection issues, it's got a couple glitches, and right now it's running like crap.
Yeah.
it's
Well, so my
it's
best
still
guess right
fun.
now is that a couple of the guys have put on, I think it's called the whirlwind or the tornado.
Oh, they put on the storm bullets, and they're making bullet hell everywhere, and it's
Yeah, exactly.
murdering my
So it's just
frames
yeah. So as soon as
yeah,
they
that
just start shooting, it's just a
it's
million bullets, and
that
that's just
everywhere.
like that takes up too much memory.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, basically, um, the the Storm Tornado was like the last update we did, and then didn't do another update yet. So that one is gonna be glitchy, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were just like putting in as many bullets as we could just to see what would happen.
You were don't lie. You were trying to break the game so you would know what you needed to fix.
Yeah, I mean that
You're like, I
that,
wonder how many
that
bullets can be on the screen at once.
Yeah.
that's part of what makes developing fun is
Yeah.
doing stuff like that.
That's all part of development and early access. Finding all the ways you can break the game so you know what you need to fix.
Yeah, and sometimes, man, bullet hell traditionally. I once read an article with a bullet hell developer, and they said something about that some old games they they intentionally left lag in because it allowed for certain strategies.
Hmm.
I found that rather
Oh, I
interesting.
see.
So, what kind of
Right.
things are you thinking of adding to the game as you get farther in development and now you're moving over to the new engine? You were talking before the stream actually started. You were talking a bit about how you were going to add a money system. So, at the moment, all the weapons are unlocked, but later on in development, you would have to actually get enough money to purchase the specific weapons.
Right. Yeah, that would be more like what is in League of Legends. So basically, when you're playing League of Legends, you get you get money for kills, and uh, so we'll probably implement something like that. I mean, we've talked internally about either going that route or going the route of making it so there's like a starting phase, and you basically would take like the bases don't have towers at first, and you basically equip them sort of like a tower defense game.
Hmm.
Okay, so you build them up.
Yeah. So
Oh,
have like a build phase, and then the main map starts.
That's actually
I
kind
like
of
that
cool
idea.
because instead of focusing a lot on towers, this game has the specific generators that power the towers that are around it. So it's not just one thing you're worried about. You're worried about a lot of things shooting at you at once, including other players.
Yep. Yep. I mean, basically, my take on it is that it's meant to be a vehicle combat game, not necessarily just a MOBA.
Uh-huh.
And if you think about it, there really aren't that many vehicle combat games out there. There's World of Tanks, and if you want to consider Battlefield or Halo a vehicle combat game, they kind of are.
Yeah, you
Kinda,
got a
yeah.
couple. You've got I don't know how World of Tanks just keeps going. It doesn't show any signs of stopping, but it's still going.
No.
But you've got World of Tanks, World of Warplanes. I believe there was another one thrown in there, but
Yeah,
those are more
that,
plane focused than they are vehicle focused.
yeah.
Oh, we lost. I don't know what happened for us to lose. The
People
The,
used the
the
storm
blue
whirlwood
team
thing,
was able to
and he
take out
just
the
sat.
base.
just
Literally,
sat.
he sat in the base.
I don't know the game that we were playing before this. The round we were playing before this went on for like over 55 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we were
Well, we had a
trying
few.
specifically to
We,
push.
True.
yeah, we had a few guest people at first when we were testing it. Somebody
We
said
did
we
not
didn't
construct
have
enough
enough
additional
pylons.
pylons.
Okay, so you
I love
guys
that.
joined Team Blue again.
All right. So after the game, it seems like after that round ended, it actually disbanded the server. Are you going? I
Yeah.
know that at the moment you don't have a dedicated server browser, so the only servers that exist are servers that somebody creates, which is kind of a problem
Yeah,
because if
in
someone doesn't make a server, there's no server.
like
Yeah.
yeah, I mean this is the way it used to be. uh, man, Quake was this way. I mean, it's funny that people don't really remember this, but I I've been playing multiplayer games since like 1997 or so. So, uh, yeah, it's interesting how pretty much everyone wants matchmaking now.
Because it's good. It's hard to go
Well,
back.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I like having matchmaking, but that's also quite an interesting system to set up.
Yeah. Now,
um,
here we have I'm showing off the chat. We actually have a showing off all the weapons that are currently within the game. All these ones that are different colors are actually the same weapon, but just different versions of that weapon from what I've seen. So the miniguns and the flat guns still operate similarly. They just shoot the bullets a little bit differently. All of these blue weapons, the storm weapons, they all shoot the same thing. They just shoot them in a different pattern. Same thing with missiles and other things like that. You even have a repair gun that you can use to heal yourself, heal other teammates, and heal turrets. A repair field generation, so you can actually repair the buildings. And from what you were talking about before the stream, you were saying that you can actually bring your different turrets and you can bring your different, I guess, creeps for no other term to call them. You can actually bring them back to life.
right, yep. If you have the repair gun or the repair field generator, you can bring, you can, you can repair your turrets, you can repair your creeps, you can repair other players on your team. You can't repair the enemy team. That would be funny.
You've also got a couple different tanks here. You have the light tank, the medium tank, and the heavy tank, as well as loadouts where if you specifically set something you want to set for your primary, your secondary, or your alternative attack, you can save that and then pick it up again. And I really like the loadout idea. That way you don't have to constantly remember, okay, I want this, I want that, I want the other thing. You can just click a button and you're good to go.
Right. And on that front, one thing that we are considering is having have it so if you don't want the same loadout, basically have different paths out of the base. Some paths will have like a loadout button that you can cross over and get the same loadout you had. Otherwise, it if maybe if you're leaving the base, it'll say, "Are you sure you want to leave? you haven't reloaded, something like that. One other thing that we would like to add is have have a class of player that is a tanker and acts as a mobile reloading station that can be outside of the base.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, we might actually add the possibility that you can run out of ammo, so you basically have your tanker players that are your support players that reload you, that sort of thing. So,
Sounds like it could
we're
be interesting.
still
I don't
playing,
know quite
we're
about the
still
running out of ammo,
playing,
but
we're
we've
still
played
playing
it.
with that sort of thing. Yeah.
It definitely sounds like something that would have to be tested.
Yes, man. We have lots of ideas. It's just a matter of having enough players to test them all.
Right.
We need a testing initiative like Kratos.
So there's actually a question here from chat. This one is from Rezurl again. He says, "How do the devs plan to discourage discourage snowballing and encourage skillful play?" I think what he means by snowballing is a lot of mobile battle arena games have level based. So if someone does really well, then they just end up owning the entire match. Which is actually interesting because at the moment, Steel Storm ammo is actually not level focused at all. There's no levels in it. But do you have any plans for that?
Yeah, that's something that we still have to balance, actually. Because we're still building the systems behind it. So, I mean, really, that's a question we still have to answer once we get to that stage.
They know we talked about earlier about you wanting to add a money system, so I kind of like it without the level system. I can understand the money system for some of the weapons, so that way you can't immediately start with the bullet hell weapons.
Right, yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of like it without the level system. That way you don't really have to worry about the one guy who is going by stealing everybody's kills and just
Right.
wrecking everyone's face.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we might add on, I mean, this might be like a per level thing, so it depends. Like every level has some slightly different things. One thing that we might add is hangars. So you have like your main base, and then you have hangars that you can capture, and then you get access to more vehicles that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the base is under attack, but I'm trying to not die!
It's not the middle or the right, it's the left, I believe.
Ignis is here in the middle, and he's juking me, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Broadcast
Oh, he's
center.
down! Ha ha! It was a good fight, Ignis. It was a good fight.
I thought I updated it. Oh, that's weird. Give me 1 sec.
This game's intense. It really does get intense with how quick some of these ships can move.
It doesn't look untitled to me, RPG. Was it RPG that said that? Crab people.
Who is attacking the base?
Oh, I like that he told me that my thing's untitled and then tried to kill me. That dirty, dirty man.
That's something that I personally would like to see add. You do have a mini-map, but it says your base is under attack. Doesn't necessarily say where. So maybe something on the mini-map that will flash to where it's getting attacked, or some kind of ping system.
Yeah, the minimap is still definitely under development.
Yeah, keep in mind. Access. Mid's gonna get pounded pretty bad, so you guys, if you can come back.
Alright, I'm heading to mid. I agree with that, Indie Gamer Chick. MOBA can sometimes be a scary term. I'm not really big into MOBAs because of a couple of reasons. The first reason is the fact that they usually require a lot of time to be able to understand everything, and I've yet to be able to find a game that I care about enough to put that much time into. And another one is the fact that there's the stigma of horrible communities when it comes to MOBAs. Not today, crap people. But which is it's a shame, but it exists, and it is a problem that they've been trying to fix. Haven't fixed it
Well,
yet, though.
unfortunately, with MOBAs, it's the nature of the beast. You have people that take the game way too seriously, i.e., me, and they're just there and they want to win. They're just like, I want to win. And with like high skilled games, I can't remember what the word is. There's a fancy term for it. Basically, it's a complex where people think they're a lot better at a game or at a skill than they actually are, and they think they should be higher like play with higher tiered players than that. And it's just that sort of psyche. Yours truly. I'm not pointing any fingers except for one of myself.
Yeah,
That sort of thing gets that sort of community, gives that sort of community that tinge of like real like
Well,
tryhards that just blame everyone but themselves.
Yeah.
I've seen you play a.m.m.o, Steven. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a pretty sight.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I think the biggest thing is that like the one of the ways to get around something like that is like you have to keep the games short enough so that people don't feel like they've invested so much time into something. You know what I mean? Like that's why a.m.m.o, I find a.m.m.o a lot more better. Like I don't play Dota 2 at all now because I can't stomach playing for an hour with someone who I feel like has absolutely no does not care about me as a teammate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Yeah. I can understand that. So my background actually, I hardly play consoles at all. And it was kind of funny at one point. Some I made the comparison of a MOBA basically being a fighting game for StarCraft players, and some people got mad at me for that.
It kind of makes sense.
I can't imagine anyone getting angry at that comment. That's silly. It's just a description.
Yeah, I mean,
Not to say that it didn't happen. I just think I can believe that someone did get offended. And I
Although
think that's
that does make me surprised they haven't actually made a StarCraft MOBA yet, because that game is basically
Well,
perfectly set up for one.
basically what Blizzard is doing. They have the Heroes of the Storm that's kind of got. They basically are putting all the characters together from StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo.
yeah. There will be they will do it. So basically, like a little MOBA 101. Ice Frog was the guy or the last developer on the original Dota map, and so that's basically for the Warcraft 3 mod. So he left. Well, he didn't leave. He's still doing the Dota, like the original Dota stuff. But basically, he went to Blizzard and he was like, "Hey, I want to make I want to make the actual proper Dota game." And Blizzard wasn't hearing any of it. They're like, "No, we're not interested. Thanks, but no thanks." And so then he went to who did he go to first? I think he went to League of Legends
Oh,
first.
wait, is he the guy behind Heroes of the Storm?
I don't think so. I believe he works at Valve now. Like his final resting place. Well, not. It sounds like he died.
Well, Valve is working on Dota 2, so kind of makes
Yeah.
sense.
So basically, what happened was he started working at with League of Legends to develop some heroes because it's a Dota game. So he was like, "I'll help you with balancing." A lot of people revere him and say he's really smart and he's really good at balancing characters and being able to make the game, have 120 different characters and have them all really well balanced. That's like his bread and butter. So he worked on League of Legends. Then he worked on Heroes of Newerth for a little bit to balance their characters and build some new ones with the tools that they had. And then he went on, and then so there was like a whole hubbub about Heroes of Newerth and League of Legends because he was working for both of them at a point, and they were like fighting with each other over like who had rights to specific heroes, something like that. And then basically at the end of it, they're just like, all right, we both get heroes. It wasn't like anyway. And then so basically, the last I knew was that he was working with the development of Dota 2, and he's still working there, I believe now. And he plays games of Dota with Gabe, and Gabe goes, "You're so good at this game, and I'm so bad."
The interesting thing about that is that does bring up a thing about heroes, and Steelstorm actually doesn't have heroes. You have the different class tanks you can take, light, medium, or heavy, but there's not
Right.
actually specific heroes that can only use specific abilities.
Right.
All vehicles can use all abilities at the moment, at
Yeah.
least. I don't know if they're going to change that later on.
Yeah. Now, Michael,
Um,
is this
right.
just because it hasn't been implemented, or
It's something that we're um figuring out what we want to do. Because most of the MOBAs out there are sci-fi. I mean fantasy, not
Uh-huh.
sci-fi,
Uh-huh.
and that, I mean, that gives a lot of potential exploration, I guess you could say. Um, what we're thinking of doing is basically having it so you have ships and you have pilots, and you basically have pilots as something that um, can you can basically use pilots as the way that you level up.
How did we lose? We were doing so well!
Ignis
Steven and I were
Ignis
pushing so
Ig-
much!
Ignis was hiding behind the base and blowing it up.
Ah,
yeah?
Ignis! Dang it!
Yeah, they figured it out. Hey, Mooncloud.
So that actually could be a really cool thing if you do allow people to kind of build turrets in base, a little
Right,
bit like Super Monday Night Combat, in which you're not, well, you buy the turrets there, but
right.
you still have a bit of control over what's going on. At the moment, you can revive the turrets, but if you could actually just upgrade them or something like that, like Super Monday Night Combat, that would be interesting. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, basically, my current thinking is pilots are what you kind of upgrade over time. Like you basically have like a MMO character of sorts,
Servers
and
up.
then
Uh-huh.
you have the ships. You have different tanks like scattered around the map, and you can switch between them. And so basically, map control would eventually be more about like capturing and holding certain hangars that have a certain type of vehicle in them.
That could be
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, that sort of thing. Um, that's at least one potential way that we've considered doing it. Have Having that system and the system of that you you actually have to build up your turrets. Um, we might also have destructible objects in the lanes, so like a team could during the build phase block off one of the lanes, so it's only a 2-lane map for
Mhm.
the that sort of thing. So there's you know various potentials that we could build out.
Now,
Um,
have you thought of of some of these things as being other game types that would be in the game, along with the one that's in it right now, or would those replace this one?
um, this one is we're probably going to do a smaller map, actually, for the first map, just because of the low player base. Make it easier for people to get a game going, um, and then bring this map back, uh, revised, and once there's more of a player base. I mean, we might even do we might even when we do the Unity version do start it out with like a 1v1 and a 2v2, just that way people can actually get in and play.
Uh-huh.
So how many maps do you guys actually have? I know a game like League of Legends only actually has two maps, even
Right.
though nobody plays the second one, even though I remember liking the second one from a little bit of playing.
I've actually played all of the different League of Legends maps.
They might have added a couple more. I played it a long time ago, but at one point they only had two.
but yeah.
How many do you guys plan on having in Steelstorm?
We have designs for each, but we have to see what players like. I mean, it doesn't make sense to add a new map if people aren't playing the ones we already have, that
Mhm.
sort of thing.
Have you thought about opening up some sort of custom map building in Steam Workshop? I don't necessarily know how all that would work for the Unity engine, but since this game did come out of the Quake engine with a lot of Quake modding, having some kind of thing for the community would be cool to see.
Potentially it is possible. There's two things that I've been looking at, still learning how to use, basically. Uh, but there are two things that we've found in Unity. One is that there are developers that have freely released a tool that allows people to make mods in Unity games. It's a plugin that you have to put into the game aims for it to work. I mean, not every game is gonna have modability, but there is actually a tool for people to put into their games that functionality. The other thing that I've found is, while it's still work in progress, there is a way to import Quake 3 maps into Unity.
All right. Um, those of you in chat, if you have any questions for Michael, feel free to drop that in chat. I'm looking at chat the best that I can. If you don't have a Twitch account, you should try tweeting it
Yeah.
to IndieGamerChick, and then she can relay it into chat for me. Steven, you got any questions you want to ask?
Yeah.
Um.
I
Okay.
think
So
I might have gotten a few in my Twitter also.
oh yeah,
Okay.
go
If
for it. Go for it, Michael.
if we,
If you got them, go ahead and answer them.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's your time to talk.
All right. So I'm looking at
We beat
that,
them.
I don't know
but
how.
All right. Okay.
yeah. If either of you have more, I'm open to that too. Um. Wow. Quite a few people messaged me
There you go.
since
I'm gonna go
this
blue again.
since the stream started.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I'm scrolling through 2 or 3 pages of tweets.
Yeah, pick out your favorite ones.
Okay.
Scary how you guys can't figure out how you won or lost.
Well, okay.
Oh, you gotta be heading out, Razul. Well, thank you for being here while you could. I recognize you coming over from my own stream, so that was pretty cool to see a couple people in here from my own normal day streams popping in chat.
Alright. So, yeah. I'm trying to see which are actually questions and which are actually people wanting keys. Which looks like quite a few people did, which is a good thing. Hopefully they'll actually play and give me some feedback.
Might be more valuable than a question.
Yeah.
Someone asked how many people can play, and Indie Gamer Chick said 3v3 or 5v5. Yeah, that's it for now. And like I said, we'll probably have 1v1, 2v2 eventually. Some of our early testing, we actually did have a 2v2 map, but that level designer we couldn't get back in touch with, so we didn't include it in the final, in this version. So, yeah, adding more maps is definitely something that we plan to do. Another thing that we may do with Unity, just because of the way Unity works, is we may release things that aren't like a full build, but are basically just something where we're testing a certain feature and we need to get feedback on it. So we might have like uh, have have multiple versions up on Steam at once, which
Hmm.
allow allow us to test certain things that we're trying out. That sort of thing.
Well, I do know Steam has the Steam betas that you can specifically
Right.
opt into, although it does
Yep.
sound kind of weird to opt in to a beta for a beta, but yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I mean, that's just the reality of game development now.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I mean, we probably will leave this version up for a while and have it so people can opt into the Unity version, just because probably at least at first it's gonna be a bit rough.
Well, I can tell you, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Even though this game does have problems, I'm really enjoying my time with it. I just beat the crap out of I think his name was Rek. It was an amazing, amazing duel, and
Wreckmaster.
yeah, it was an
But
amazing duel. He put up a good fight, but not quite enough. And I am having a blast with this game, so I can't wait to see when this thing comes over to Unity and is able to run smoother.
Right. Yeah, I mean, everyone who has actually played it likes it. It's just like not enough people play it.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, it's a good game.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem North of Earth had with their game Cult of the Wind. A lot of people once they played it, they liked it, but it was in Steam Early Access for a while, and then it fully released, and its servers just were empty constantly, which is a darn shame because that game is awesome.
Yeah. Um, People have also mentioned that about the game Crasher. Long time ago now, Crasher was another vehicle combat MOBA
Hmm.
that people have told me about, and it basically shut down like maybe 3 to 6 months before we released this, and some people that I know and still play stuff with told me about that game and said they were kind of concerned that we might see the same fate. So it does make me kind of wonder if like our vehicle combat games dead for. I mean, we see so many genres kind of die and then come back, and it's kind of strange.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
there's not a lot
It's
of vehicle combat games I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, there was the Twisted Metal that came out a few years ago, but I don't remember that doing too well either, which is a darn shame.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I know people always like the vehicles in Battlefield or Halo,
mhm.
so I don't know. I I don't quite get what's going on, I guess. um, maybe maybe it's just a genre that is in a down cycle at the moment.
Well, hopefully it'll pick up for you. We do have a question here from Indie Gamer Chick, and she says,
Okay.
"What is something that you wish? Uh, hold on. What is something that you wish you could do in Steel Storm that isn't practical?
Hmm.
Hmm. Raise a family.
Spawning Godzilla would be one.
Too many bullets. Raise a family.
um.
Dangerous.
Well, it's not practical right now, but one thing that I have considered is doing a map that's like Descent.
Oh, that'd be cool. Descent.
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd
Have
be all right.
have a map that's like one half of the map is upside down from the other.
That could be interesting,
That would
especially
be
since
very
this
cool.
game isn't in first person. Have you thought
And,
about adding that kind of an option? I know you were saying that
well,
the Steel Storm 2 team is working on a game that's going to be in first person. Have you thought about trying first person in a.m.m.o?
well, there's an Easter egg for you. Hit Q. Hit the Q
Oh
button.
yeah, I keep on hitting Q. I've done that a bunch of
Oh,
times.
it's like third person, and then it goes into first person. Oh, that's really cool. I wasn't expecting that at all. Although it does kind of mess up the skybox a little bit, because there isn't one. Oh my goodness, I gotta fight a guy in first person now.
That's me.
Oh, don't murder me! No! Bad Steven.
Trying.
Bad Steven. Oh, that's really cool.
Yay.
Unfortunately, that makes it even harder to tell what's going on with how much everybody's skipping around everywhere. But
Yeah. It
that
doesn't
option, that's a really cool option to see. You don't really see that a lot anymore in games. We can change different perspectives like that.
And it's kind of an Easter egg. Just we were experimenting with camera angles. One thing that I have considered with that on the table though is the Oculus.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah. From what I've heard about the Oculus, I've never used one myself, but vehicle games work really well in the Oculus since you don't have to worry about that disconnect. A lot of first-person games, there's disconnect that you're not actually moving when you're moving in game, which somewhat makes people feel uneasy. But when it comes to vehicle games, it makes more sense because in vehicle games, in a car, you're mostly just moving your head around anyway.
Yep. Yeah, so that is something, I mean, another thing that Unity enables because Unity has a toolkit for Oculus built in. I've actually talked to some Oculus devs that are local here in Austin, and there was a kind of a showcase by local developers where they just showed off prototypes that they've been playing around with, making stuff for the Oculus, and there were some games that have been made in 2 weeks that were pretty impressive. So, yeah, I'm hoping with Unity, we'll be able to speed up development some, even though I say like 3 months. I think a alpha version could be, really quickly done because of the speed of Unity development.
Right. Now, Unity is, from what I've heard of Unity, Unity is basically a port machine. That thing can run stuff on just about anything. Have you had any thoughts about, now that you're actually going to Unity, of porting the game over to just about anything?
Possibly. I mean, we would still need to, we would still need to get the console licenses. We probably will do Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it's interesting. I have seen some MOBAs coming out on iOS and Android. I still need to play some of them because that just feels weird to me. I mean, MOBA is very fast-paced, and I just don't see how well that's gonna work on a mobile device, but it's a possibility. The one other thing that I think would be neat would be getting it to run in the browser.
Yeah, there was that, what was that Dragon MOBA, Steven, that you guys played a while back?
Dragons and Titans?
I think it's Dragon's Nest.
I think it is
Dragon's Titans. It was the Facebook
I think it's Dragon's Titans. Yeah, it was originally on Facebook and then eventually came to Steam. Might have been Dragon's Titans. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Dragons and Titans come out on Steam.
Yes, Dragons and Titans. That is correct.
Okay. I haven't played it yet, but it looked interesting.
I haven't played it either, but I know that Steven and a bunch of people from GB.
Yeah, Alex was super into it. He was very much a fan.
Oh, dang it, Steven! You've killed me 3 times in a row.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mega. I'm using. I feel what are the very most powerful weapons in the game. Right
You're
now.
using the same thing I'm using. You're using the laser beam and the missiles.
No. I'm only using the laser beam, and I equipped it 4 times.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. So I have. Okay. So my left attack. hear me out. My left attack and right attack, right? When I shoot, they're both laser beam.
You got
And then
dual
my
dual
right-
lasers on everything.
Yep. But my right click attack, right, the one that you can toggle, is also laser beams. So when I press my left and right click, it's three laser beams when I click with two mice.
That's amazing, Steven.
Yeah. It's what it is not nice. I shouldn't be using this.
You
But, like,
shouldn't be able to do that.
well, look, RPG Ignis keeps killing me, man. Keeps beating us. Is he playing?
It's because I think he might be
Yeah.
he might be multi-equipping the storm.
Well, no, well, maybe, but from what I could tell, I believe he was using the laser like I was, because you just melt through towers. Like it's obviously like I don't know how familiar you are with Dota, but it's
Not.
going to be like having the Doom Slayer, like a bunch of those,
Yeah.
just stacked on Doom Slayers, that thing is plus 500 damage.
It's got
which
a
is silly.
crap ton of range too, because he can go just about all the way across screen.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, you
Michael,
made me.
you
You
sneak.
forced me to do this. I don't know if this
Yeah,
is
I
going to
know.
work.
Well, look,
But
when
I've
when
done
there's no
something-
price tags on weapons, why wouldn't we?
I've done something tricky. I don't know if it's going to work, Steven, but I hope it does.
Okay.
Because if it does, it'll be great.
Sure.
I've equipped the rocket pods to everything.
Well, here's the thing: if you catch me in the rocket pods, I'm dead.
Pretty much.
Nope. Yeah, no questions asked. So I mean, like, yeah, good on you.
People do builds like that in Dota, where they just build the same thing over and over. So I mean, I don't think that it's wrong to do that. We just don't have the gold system.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
people
like
do
with Dota, you wouldn't be able to get away with building like 4 Doom Blades. Like you would use like max 2 for even for like a hero that's maximum level. Like that's just it just wouldn't make sense.
In League of Legends, I will admit to building 5 Giants builds though.
Which item's that?
In League of Legends,
Yeah.
Giants build is a health item like plus 1,000 health, and I built like 5 of them on a melee character.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, if you got the money, build it.
But it does actually bring up an interesting point, though, Michael, to the fact that... Dang it, you still killed me. The fact that when you do actually add a money system, will you have to buy the weapon each time for multiple slots? So if you said that way, if you want to, like, equip a same weapon 4 or 5 times, you would have to buy it 4 or 5 times.
I would hope so, personally.
Not just that, you get enough money, then you unlock it.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Get out of here, Mega. Get out of here.
Get back here! I can't get close enough to make this work. Dang it, it's such a shame. My frames are killing me now.
Are you using shift to get around?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, because if you use shift, you can probably get close to me.
I didn't mean to cut you off there, Michael.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, we're at...
Yeah, I would say that's an interesting question, and not one I completely have an answer for. One thing that we've considered is having it more like a OTS system where you have more than one resource. So, like, you might have it so you have enough resources to equip like 5 beams, but you don't have enough resources to equip 5 rockets. So you might have to make a choice on what you equip.
Right.
Making things like that, I think, would make it more interesting than what's out there so far.
Yeah. The nice thing is that, like, with this, like, especially because you pretty much got a blank slate. Like, you can go in at whatever direction you want at this point.
Yeah.
So that's a nice part about it, is that you don't really have to worry about, like, well, what should I do? What should I build? How should this look?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any other sci-fi MOBAs out there that are doing real well. So, it's like,
Don't tell me it's the wrong team. It's not, I'm not in the wrong team's base. I'm in the right team's base, so I'm blowing it up!
Oh, here we
This
go.
game is a crap ton of fun. Which
GG, everyone.
honestly, I wasn't really expecting to like this game because I'm not a huge fan of the MOBA battle arena, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the biggest issue would be the frame rate drop.
Oh yeah,
The
frame rate's
frame
a
rate drop,
problem.
and like, actually, you know what? I could play this probably a lot longer, with as long as it just didn't drop the frames like that. That's probably the only thing like that would stop me from long time playing. Aside from that, like this is fun.
So
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like when Magica first came out and was super buggy, but people still liked it.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I played. Oh, what game did I play that was just super broken but still? What was it? Oh, well, I mean, like Awesome Knots when it first came out. It was like you attack someone, you're like, but I hit you, and they're like, nah, you weren't on my screen. Sorry.
Yeah, their networking is a little bit weird.
Oh,
Networking,
I didn't.
networking is not an easy thing, I will say that.
Gamer Chick has a question here. She's talking about the level and that the level looks that it's extremely thoughtfully crafted. And how much tweaking did you have to do to end up with the levels that you have? Also, speaking of levels, Steven, if you want to recreate the server, you want to pick a different level? Try something different.
I think there's only the two, and they're just like there's one version of the same level, and so technically there's one level, and there are two versions, I believe. Is that right, Michael?
Yeah, right now there's only one level. We had this level. I mean, even when we were getting this version done, we had some trouble finding people that still knew Radiant, which is the Quake level editor. So. So it's kind of it's kind of a question of, you know, how many people still know Quake level editing, basically. That is the better question to ask when it comes to what levels we have right now. They're just we went with what we could get because there aren't that many people that do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like the crux of a lot of this, Michael, is that you got like when you guys do port to Unity, that opens up a lot of avenues, especially for development and having new personnel.
It's going to be very interesting to see, you know, how different the game turns out.
Yeah.
I'm having a problem at the moment where I'm not seeing my bullets.
Obviously, we'll try to make the same game, but, you know, if there's something that's just gonna be massively better, we'll change it.
Well, of course.
Someone's in here attacking our base.
What?
And I think we lost already.
Wait, in the base? No. That seems unreasonable.
Nope. Ignis is in here attacking our base. He's literally just
he
sprinting
is?
all the way to our base and only attacking it.
Yeah, so apparently I think there's a bug on one of the teams. Yeah, he killed it. So this is Ignis like bug testing. So when he was on the blue team, he had to kill all of one lane to get the shield down. When he's on the red team, he only has to kill one of the outside bases, and the shield goes down completely.
Really?
Huh. Yeah.
Wait,
That's
shield?
what's said.
From what I've seen, there isn't a shield. I can just drive right into the red base and start shooting the thing.
Where are you, Mega? We're on the map.
Okay, I'm almost in red base.
Okay, so middle, right, or left?
Middle.
Okay. I'm going to go to where you are, because I'll show you. Okay, just fly right into the base. Yeah, you flew in, right?
Mm,
You can. I can
I'm
see
in.
the.
I'm in it.
Okay, see the big red like stuff on top of the middle.
Oh, that's the shield.
See how it's like, it's bathed in red. So we can kill those turrets all we want, and we won't be able to kill the base or do any damage to it. So
Oh.
that's what RPG was talking about, is that he only needs to take one thing down, one of the outside towers, and he can attack our base.
And normally you'd take down an entire line to do that.
Yeah, as long as you take one lane out, then you can get to the base. So
Yeah.
he's got a bit of an
Yeah,
advantage.
that is something we're still balancing, because in League of Legends, if you take down one lane, you can get in. It's possible that, like, I also think that the placement Ignis is using, like getting right behind the base, is making him harder to kill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's just harder to
there
see.
there there are some there are some issues there, definitely. So
Yeah. Well, it's tricky. It really depends on how you want to present it, right? Because like for instance, when Gamer Chick was asked, I think it was Gamer Chick that asked how to avoid um, being too steamroll, like
Yeah.
to steamroll too much.
Too snowball.
So yeah. So if you make it so that you can push only after having one lane down, that 100% makes steamrolling super simple, right?
Yeah.
However, is that a bad thing? I don't necessarily think it is, because that provides way higher level risk rewards, right? So if you try and take out just one tower and try and steamroll them, that can backfire. And usually when you have like a solid plan, and you think you got it and it backfires, that usually makes for the best games, because then it gets close, because you put yourself at a disadvantage by going out and trying to get them one way, and now it's like a ping pong match, because now they're fighting back and they have a little bit of a chance, because you're like, oh, I slipped up. We bit off more than we can chew, right? So, and honestly, the thing is that at the end of the day, and this is coming from a guy who rages just as hard. There's nothing you can do to make to make everyone happy. Like it's the same thing with WoW. Like someone changes something in WoW, does a balance, and everyone that the balance affects complains. Like, why would you nerf this? Why would you do that? Like, you've ruined the game for me. And they're not going to stop playing, right?
Well, what they could do is they could actually, unlike with WoW, where you can't, where if they change it for an item, that's probably not going to change. What they could do is they could actually throw that into the server options, so that whoever makes the server can decide how that actually works.
Oh, for sure. And then you could just search for games that have that,
Yeah.
like shield down in one tower, or shield down in two towers, or shield down in three. Yeah, you could do that. The thing about that though is that that's a slippery slope as well, because if you make every little thing like specific, so that it's like really, like you'd end up having like rooms that are like vanilla, no rules sort of thing, because they don't want all the different modifiers, right? It really comes down to, like, I think knowing who is playing and what they want. Like having a really good communication between the player and the developer is probably the most important.
Come on. Yeah! I'm sorry.
Did you kill somebody?
I was really trying to not die there. Okay. We actually have a question here from chat. General Ace 55, I completely ruined how to say that, says that he saw an editor option in the main menu. What does that entail at the moment?
Oh, the editor option in the main menu, is that what I heard?
Yeah, the editor option.
Okay. Yeah. So it's kind of another Easter egg, like the Q button right now. I mean, these were features that we had from Burning Retribution that are still in. So the editor option, the original game actually had the option to be able to do live level editing, sort of Minecraft style. And I mean, the functionality is still there.
It's not necessarily supported. Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's not really necessarily meant to be there for mobile play, but basically it has the functionality where you can do things like drop weapons and stuff like that. I mean, it's really developer functionality.
Mm-hmm.
The a, a lot of the stuff that you see, like all the turrets and stuff like that, um, all the turrets and stuff like that are actually placed in a special level editor that's within the game. But um, if you look at this level in editor mode, it's actually pretty crazy because all the turrets and stuff were linked to each other to operate the shield mechanism.
All
So,
right. Well, we've been going for a little bit over an hour here. How many codes do you have left to give out in the Gamer Chick? I sent out all the codes that you gave me. I sent all those out, so those are no longer claimable by anybody. But
By anyone.
yeah,
well, it's because anyone who had it is in this game.
Yeah.
I think Indie Gamer Chick probably knows how many codes are left of any of us.
Yeah. So I usually try to keep these streams going until she gives out majority of the codes. So if you still have questions, feel free to ask them in chat. I is also Michael's Twitter. He just posted here in Skype chat, and I will move that over to the Twitch chat. So that is Michael's Twitter. If you'd like to send questions to him, anything you would like to ask moving forward about the development, the future of this game, you can ask Steven and I stuff.
Mhm.
I suppose. He does his own streaming on G3B TV. They got a bunch of streamers over there, and they stream pretty much every day of the week. I got kicked from the game, and I'm unhappy about it because that means I got rid of the kill that I got before. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
um,
1 second.
Or Mac.
I'll also post the link to the Steam community, but
The community.
I have to look up the link.
I think the scoreboard's bugged as well, unfortunately.
Well, the
It's
scoreboard's
physical.
bugged because we keep crashing.
True. That's that too. So something that I actually just thought about were the power-ups that are throughout the entire game. There's the shield and there's the repair. Instead of other battle arena games where you would have to do jungling, which is I will throw that term around as much as I possibly can because it's the only term of
You know it.
MOBAing that I understand. But you would have to go out and specifically kill some sort of AI enemy to have to get a buff. But instead, for this specific game so far, you have power-ups that are throughout the area, such as repair, as well as a shield. Have you thought about adding any sort of jungling aspect or any power-ups that you plan to add to the game that just aren't in yet? Anything like that?
We might add a double damage power up.
Quad damage.
Oh man.
Yeah, or quad damage. Yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna go a bit more the FPS route as far as power ups. Stuff like how Quake or Halo or those games work. The other thing would be you said power ups and you said something else, but I'm not remembering.
um, Jungling things. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like CPU monsters that are out in the wild that you can destroy
Right.
to get health back
Well,
or power ups or anything like that.
you may have run into some of the AI heavy tanks. In ours so far, we've been having them actually roam around the map rather than just sitting in one place. Like
Mhm.
like they do in the other MOBAs. It seems to be pretty fun with them roaming around, in my opinion.
But
So,
those seem specifically team based. You have ones for the red team, ones for the blue team. Any thoughts about adding just generic neutral ones that aren't specifically on a team but go after whatever's nearby?
that could happen. We experimented with it some, and it's pretty interesting. Um, with the move to Unity, it'll be some new AI tweaking to do, but it could happen. Yes. Another thing that could happen with the jungling aspect would be we might add cloaking devices.
Hmm.
Ooh, I'm into that.
That could be interesting in this game.
Yes.
Steven, are you able to put the server back up, or does someone else need to try to host?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay.
Uno momento.
Okay, I'm gonna send you one more link to post into the Twitch chat also.
Okay.
That's our Steam forum for the game.
All right. It is now in the Twitch chat. Now, as the credits are scrolling through here, I'm seeing every now and then the Oh my goodness! How do I do that? How do I know what I'm going to say, and then as soon as it comes about to come out of my face, it's gone. It's gone. There it is. Caught in action. That
Right.
their logo is actually here in the credits. What are they, and how do they affect Steel Storm ammo?
Well, I worked as I was the community manager for Steelstorm Burning Retribution.
Mhm.
Cotton Action is the original Steelstorm studio.
Server's up.
So basically, like if you look on Steam, they're technically the publisher. We're technically the developer for ammo. I mean, uh, it's the closest way that we could show the relationship. I mean, obviously a little bit different than a usual publisher,
Mhm.
but
Especially since you were saying that Caught in Action doesn't actually exist anymore. I don't believe.
um, was that a cutting out, or I didn't quite catch that if you were talking to
What I
me?
said was, especially since you were saying before that the original team, which
But
you were saying was Caught in Action, actually don't completely exist anymore.
right, Cotton Action worked on Steel Storm Burning Retribution, and they are currently working on Steel Storm 2. So
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot you. I forgot you said that. They were doing. Okay.
yeah.
Sorry about that. That was my bad. I forgot about that.
A.m.m.o is basically Zeolite's project. So.
Mhm. Dang it! I exploded. I came down with the case of the explosion, Steven. I'm gonna go see a medic about that. You still there, Steven?
Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm trying super hard.
You got your try
Really
hard
try.
pants on. uh,
I'm so there.
all right.
Huh. So I've learned a thing. RPG Ignis told me.
What?
Do you want to know what that thing is?
I
It's
would.
a really good thing.
I would love to know, Steven. Please teach
Okay,
me.
so the shield stacks up to 4 times,
It only lasts a short period of time, though.
but it stacks 4 times. I currently have it stacked, and I am happy as a clam.
It only lasts maybe a second from when I pick it up.
Really? Do you get shot really quickly?
No, I pick it up. It does
What
does the bubble round, and then it
Oh,
disappears.
are you talking about? Okay, so I'm talking about the shield pickup.
Oh, that's just okay.
Yeah, not
So
the ability slash weapon.
when I was grabbing the shield, I was thinking that when the animation was playing was when only while the shield was activated, but
Nope.
actually, the I got somewhere where I don't think I'm supposed to be able to get. But actually, as long as you don't take damage, you're good to go. Okay. You guys are wrecking our face already. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Not trying, not hard.
I killed you, Steven. How do you feel about that?
Look, I had no health. I shed no tears. It was a kamikaze from the beginning.
Okay. So, do I, if I get to ask a question,
Sure.
what one thing would you want to see most?
Better frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really. I think that's it. The net code.
That's right now at the moment. I
Yeah.
like the game as it is. I just
I can
wish
play
it
it.
ran better. That's really the only thing that I can say that
Yeah.
I would really want changed at the moment is just for it to run
Yeah.
better. Maybe a couple more maps. Other than that, I think you're good to go.
Yeah.
For me, at least. Maybe not other people, but for me at least.
As a
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, and that is something that we hope Unity will majorly improve. I mean, from everything that we've heard and just the huge amount of people that use Unity, we should be able to get
Oh, you could get a
the
crew.
people that we need to help solve the problem.
Right.
So,
I mean, I like how it's a twin stick shooter. There are a lot of twin stick shooters out there, but that kind of works in your favor because that means that people have probably played a twin stick shooter before.
yeah.
The only thing they don't have to get used to necessarily a lot of things outside of like just how the weapons work and that kind of thing. So there's already that basic level that people know how to play, which really I think works in this game's favor.
Yeah. Yep. And then it's not the funky QWER of other MOBAs. And then we might end up adding like 1, 2, 3, 4, like some FPS have done that. Have So we might end up having like the special ability functionality that you see in other MOBAs. I don't know. That's one thing that we consider at least.
Mhm. Something that I'm definitely noticing now is the more that we've all played the game, the first match that we had in practice lasted 55 minutes. We're lucky if the matches will last 10 minutes now, because we're just we were within only a couple hours we were able to increase everyone in the lobby. We were able to increase our skill at playing the game and figure the game out that
Right.
quick, so that we actually went from a very low level to a pretty decent level already. Of course, we're not playing against like people who put 20 hours in the game, but
Except
still,
for Ignatz. Yeah.
Yeah.
but still, it's got a low barrier to entry, which some people might have a problem with. But personally, the high barrier of entry is the reason why I don't play a lot of MOBAs. So, as somebody who doesn't necessarily like that, I like it. I like being able to get in a game and understand what's going on, not necessarily being the master of it right off the bat. Easy to play, hard to master is what I'm trying to say. Like kind of like chess. You can learn what all the pieces do, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be any good at it.
Yeah, it would be I mean, I would be really interested to get a pro gaming team playing it just for their feedback.
MLG.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. MLG or take it to Asia just to see what the players do think.
You know, whatever. Whoever wants to take it, that's cool. Like the attitude.
Yeah. Man, at this point, what half of your opinion was poison?
I got kicked again.
Ah.
Your game
It'd
doesn't
be
like me.
It would
It's
be
not
super
fair.
funny if I was actually like kicking you out, going through the menu and kicking you.
Can
Like,
you
that'd
do
be
that?
super funny, but-
Is that even an option that you have?
Well, it might be, but I don't know where it is.
Oh, I joined the wrong team. Dang it.
Yeah, I think it is an option you have, but
I
well,
did all that work to destroy blue team, and then I joined blue team.
Way to go.
It's like TF2
that
auto balance.
that is fun.
Teams are being scrambled. Okay.
But yeah,
No, Ignis.
obviously, obviously we have things we can fix, but overall the game is fun. It's just a matter of finding an audience and maybe getting some pro gamer input and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, definitely keep at it. Definitely keep at it. May, maybe if you're having a lot of issues trying to keep development going just from the lack of interest, I don't know if it's necessarily too late to try something like Kickstarter. I know that a lack of interest of people playing could make it difficult to develop anything because money starts drying up. So
I feel like for development, you could go on in IndieDB.
yeah, something like
There's
that as
lots of
well.
developers that are just like they just want on projects.
Yeah,
You can be like, look at this, is awesome, have fun.
yeah.
Yeah. One thing that we have considered doing is try to find a streamer group to basically do like a monthly behind the scenes stream, something like that. And
I'd watch
it's
it.
just a matter of having somebody that wants to do that.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, we see all these streamers, and it's obviously a huge thing to stream MOBAs. So,
Right.
Yeah, you could definitely get some traction for it. I think like the only thing you need is that frame rate. And
Yeah.
as long as you get that
And-
frame rate down, you're laughing.
Yeah, that's in all honesty, like I said before, that's really the only thing that I can see at the moment that's really holding the game back. A few other problems here and there. Those can be a couple issues that probably will be easily fixed, but as long as the frame rate is going, in all honesty, just to be as honest as possible, as long as the frame rate is this bad, and as long as joining other players is this bad, you guys are going to have a really hard time. So I hope you're able to get the Unity build out as quickly as you possibly can. Of course, you don't want to rush it because you don't want it to be garbage, but you really want to get that out as quickly as you can because that's people move on very quickly, and if they see a title that's even if it's early access, it's having these kind of issues, they may not come back, and that's a darn shame because this game is definitely worth coming back.
Yeah, man, that's basically the feeling that I've had about it for a while. It's just a matter of learning Unity, getting enough people on board to work on it, and I think we have that now. It's just now we gotta do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully from this stream, you know, I'll try to keep in touch with people and let everyone know when we have a Unity build ready to try. I mean, it may not be as full featured as this the first time, but we'll do what we can, and you know, once we get to a stable point with a Unity build, then we can talk to streamers like you and whoever else out there.
Yeah, I definitely want to be kept in the loop.
Yeah. So it's almost 10 o'clock. I'd say we do one more game and then we wrap this stream up here just to have a little bit more time for anybody who has any more questions or anything to throw them out there. And then we can wrap the stream up. If any gamer chick will let me know how many more codes that she has ready to give out, or if she's giving all of them out, I can let the people in the chat know that as well. Um, so, if you can set the server up one last time here, Steven.
Yep, I'm up.
All right.
Ignis and I are in there, battling to the death.
To the death.
How many codes are there?
Not to the death, Steven. To the pain.
To the pain.
All right, we'll have to actually try to win this time.
Oh, you weren't trying before, right? This is
no,
round. This is the round.
I actually don't. I don't know how many codes are left. Michael, Indie Gamer Chick's the one who handles all the codes. I just stream it. I just stream it and smile and just be glad that I'm along
He's
for the
the
ride.
pretty face. That slice of pie.
Yeah. All the codes that people have asked for have been. She seems to have some ready and left to go. So she's given out all the codes everyone has asked for one. So if you're interested in this game and you would like to get a code, be sure to check out Indie Gamer Chick on Twitter. Go to her Twitter and ask her for a code, and as long as she's got them, there's no contest here. There's literally no contest. First come, first serve. Whoever wants it, come and get it.
I know it's the fall, but she's not giving away a coat. It's codes.
Code.
For the game.
Did I say coat?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that they know.
I was thinking to myself, like, did I actually say coat there? Because that wouldn't make any sense.
Not even remotely any sense.
Steven, I will try to be your medic. I'll be your Voltor.
Oh, okay.
Get over here.
Hi.
Get over here.
Oh, just make sure you don't press it the whole time because you're gonna run out.
I'm fine.
I got. Oh.
I knew that. I knew that. You didn't have to tell me, Steven.
There you go. There you go.
I actually didn't know that.
Oh.
I wasn't paying attention to this.
Yeah. So each of your bars, if you get them down in the red, you gotta wait. Like they basically overheat.
Yeah. I don't usually use the medic heal. I usually use something that recharges really quick. So,
yeah. Well, like the flat cannon is like it just shoots.
Yeah.
Ching, 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 ching.
Dude, machine guns, laser beam. I like how you can have multiple things. Like I've got 2 primary weapons, and I've got rockets, and I can press control to switch to my other alternate, which is really cool that we have both of those. For some reason, though, I can fire my machine guns and my beam at the same time, and I'm not sure if that's a glitch or not, but I still like it.
Well, you pick a left and a right gun, and so when you left click, your left and right guns work. Like they just go off.
Dude, we lost. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, they destroyed us.
How long was that? What, a minute? A minute?
Yeah. Nope, 3 minutes and 32 seconds.
Holy crap, man!
Yeah, we had no chance.
Dude,
we had no...
I honestly can't believe that we're losing. We lost that in less than 5 minutes, considering the first match we played was 55 minutes.
I feel like we didn't know. We didn't know what to do.
I love that.
I was trying to kill like every tower. I thought I couldn't pass them.
Yeah, and there's that glitch, so I don't
yeah,
know.
that glitch helps. So we have to take out. So Megapie to illustrate.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
The shield. For us to take down the shield, we have to take out nine towers. For them to take out the shield, they need to take out 1.
No, wait.
So
I thought we only had to
think
take out 3 towers.
I really thought
no. 3 lanes.
So...
Each lane has.
Oh, we had to take. I thought we had to take out 1 lane to drop the shield. We take out all 3. Okay.
All 3 lanes.
All right. I think I understand now.
Yeah. So 9 and 1.
Before they knew about that glitch, that things were lasting a little bit longer.
Yes.
That is. It's a glitch that we've seen on and off, and it's just like some weirdness with the logic there. I don't know how long for sure that'll take to fix, but we'll...
It'll be the first thing you fix in the Unity version, that's for sure.
Yeah, we will probably look at that one.
Alright, well, thank you everybody for coming out to the stream today for Steel Storm Ammo, available on Steam for $10. Steam
Yeah.
Early Access, and I don't believe it's available anywhere else. Did you say, Michael, if it was available anywhere else?
Nowhere else, I
Right,
believe.
right now, no, it's not.
Right.
PlayStation.
Michael, do you have contacts? Facebook, Twitter, uh, uh, Bebo,
Right.
anything you want to throw out there?
I did put in the Twitter contact before, but
Right. For Zeolite. Now, the Zeolite Twitter, is that your specific Twitter, or is that just a general Twitter for the Zeolite company?
I manage it. I manage that and my personal Twitter, which is
All right, let me move that
It's
over.
Zed Ratchet was his
Yeah,
personal. Here, I'll post that in.
there we go. All right, well, thank you for talking to us today about your game, Michael, and thank you for joining me today in this interview, Stephen. I really do
Oh, thank
appreciate it.
you. That was
And of
nice
course,
having
a
me.
big thanks to all those people out there who helped us out. Who helped us out. A lot of them came from Steven's just basic chat from GB3 TV. So big thanks to him and GB3 TV for helping us get a lot of people in here today and helping us show the game off to more people. And hopefully, people seemed interested in it. You know, the people who were watching it seemed to actually like it.
yeah.
So hopefully that'll help you out. So definitely keep in contact, Michael. I'm interested in seeing where this game goes, and maybe once you get some more work on this game done or the Unity version out, maybe we could come back and do this again.
Yeah, once we get a updated build out, um, I'll definitely keep you updated as far as that goes.
All right. So and now Steven, connections, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch channel, all of that. Just put all of that in there. A big wall of that right there in
Oh,
chat.
like in chat. Okay,
Just
so we
throw
got
it in chat.
twitch.tv/G3BTV, and then we got Twitter, which is twitter.com/GT G3BTV.
We have one last
And
question
we have a
here.
YouTube. We have a YouTube that we literally have not put anything on yet. And I
Me
think
too.
that's G3B TV. That's
We
all.
have
That's all you got to do.
one last question here from WildStar JP for you, Michael, and it says,
Alright,
"Will this game support gamepads?"
um, okay, so Steelstorm Burning Retribution did support gamepads. Right now, gamepads haven't been really tested in ammo. Um, it is possible that the legacy code may work, but I'm not completely sure on that
Yeah.
because we did do some keybind changes from the original game, so it's possible that it isn't
Yeah.
completely working. Um, Once we get the new version done, we will patch that back in.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that you could easily add in for
Yeah.
once Unity's in.
Yeah,
That's just a
I've been
that's just
following Super Duper Garrett Cooper, the developer of Black Ice, and I've been following 82 Labs, which is developer of Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball, as well as Mike Malbec, the developer of Paranormal Activity. All three of those games are made in Unity, and I literally just saw earlier this week they were talking. They were actually talking to each other about implementing controller support. So that's a big thing that you can actually do in Unity. It should be pretty simple once you get it down.
Yeah, I know that the original Steelstorm did have Xbox 360 and um, some Logitech controller support, but when we were doing the updates to build the code base for ammo, some of that code may have gotten dropped just because we were working pretty heavily in the code and you know revising things and with all the key binding revisions that were made because it actually is pretty different than how it works in
Hmm.
the original game. Um, episode set.
All right. Indie Gamer Chick actually threw out right in
It
here
is
a
a piece.
mention that I will say here on chat that the next Games Matter event will be this Sunday at 5 p.m. California time, which I believe is PDT, which would be 8 p.m. EST. Unfortunately, this call dropped, but I'm going to be just going to end this right here at the moment. I did not end the call. The call dropped, but hopefully everyone got all of their answers and everything through before that. But the next Games Matter event will be this Sunday. It will be me talking to I believe it's Ian Stoker from Magical Time Beam, and we'll be playing Scapegoat 2, and Indie Gamer Chick TV will be giving away versions of Scapegoat 1 as well as codes for Scapegoat 2. Thank you very much, Stephen and Michael, for being here. Unfortunately, Skype decided to drop that call, which sucks. So you guys can't actually say goodbye, but that guy sucks. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, chat. Thank you, players. I've been Mega Pie Man. Oh, I almost said thank you, Indie Gamer Chick TV, for just having this at all. I've Mega Pie Man, and I will talk to you guys